to record. Right.
Okay, then got it.
Yeah. Cool. Look, talk to me about your journey. Talk to me about who you are, and
Okay.
what you struggle with, where you're at. Just fill me in on that as I show.
Okay. I started SMMA around 40 days before. And I started reaching out to the clients through the mail itself, email, Instagram often doesn't give some replies. They doesn't see your what, they do not reply easily. Even quite like few days back, I messaged I am into the dentist niche, dental clients.
Yeah.
So I messaged one of the client, no client, prospective client. So I messaged that here's accord with with that script. And he didn't reply me with a good, I can show you that I told that what you are doing wrong in the business and how can I get you the customers / patients to your clinic.
Yeah.
Like 20 to 30 implant patients, which is a pure value for money. Implants is the most higher service for the dentals. Implants are Invisalign.
So you focus on the dentist niche at the moment.
Yeah. Actually, not particular dentist and dentist as well as in e-commerce apparels for the apparels.
Fine. Okay. So dentists and e-commerce, no problem. And how many clients do you have, if you don't mind me asking, like kind of right now? How many are you looking at?
I am not having a single client now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We can help you. We can help you on trying to change this.
Yeah.
That's fine. So dentist niche. Okay. Let's say. Okay. Before I get into this, what are you freelance or do you have you labeled yourself as a marketing agency?
Yeah. No, I'm not a freelancer. I'm just representing myself as a marketing agency.
Okay.
I have my team who works for the ad and such ads, like for the e-commerce ad I will do. And for the local business, I have a guy to do that.
Right. Okay. So you pay him and then...
he's not my friend and
okay.
I will pay him.
Yeah. Okay. And right. So no clients at the current time. What method of outreach do you consistently use for dentists only?
Yeah, I told you that currently I'm using just emails.
Right.
I really want to use the cold calls as well, but building my confidence to get the cold call level, that you know what happens in cold call. I saw some of your videos that how challenging is cold calls.
Yeah, cold calling is it's brutal, but it is the most effective way. But it's harder. We understand, myself and Harry, who we team up together. We understand how hard it is, particularly if you're in a developing country, to make cold calls to the UK and to the US. So we totally understand that. However, it's not impossible, but we can talk about that another time. Okay, dentist niche. In my personal opinion, if you're just emailing dentists, it will be a very long, hard journey. Okay.
Exactly.
So have you ever used LinkedIn Navigator?
Sales Navigator?
Not
yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. Now that does come at a cost. I think Sales Navigator is something like, I don't know, here in the UK, it's like £60 a month. But what I'll say to you is LinkedIn Sales Navigator is completely worth it.
Okay.
If you're working with dentists, particularly. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Dentists and chiropractors, really any of the healthcare, maybe even hair laser treatments, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Getting hold of a business owner on email in that industry is virtually impossible because they have gatekeepers. And those people are designed to stop people like you.
Okay.
Because it's been done, it's been done so many times badly that they then had to employ a gatekeeper to stop those type of calls and then to do bookings and things like that. Okay. So emails, when gatekeepers in a dentist, for example, get an email, they have had the same email probably 5 or 6 or 7 times that week. Okay. It will be that frequent. In the UK, particularly US, probably even more. So Email outreach, in my personal view on dentists and health and things like that, it just won't work. So you need to then somehow think, how can I, as a digital marketer,
Okay.
you know that you can provide a good service. You probably can provide some really good leads for them on a consistent basis and grow their practice. You could do that. You can do that. So how do we get in front of a dentist to talk to them just for 10 minutes or even 5 minutes about it? The trick is to hit them on a platform which they use out of work time, or maybe a little bit in work time. So with a dentist, most dentists, whether it's cosmetic dentists, regular dentists, they're all the same in the sense that they will not have time in the day to read your emails. They are either working on patients, they're either talking to their staff, getting themselves organized. They don't have time to be on social media, ever. I've got a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who is a dentist, and he doesn't have time to even reply to some messages I send him in the evening. He says, I haven't got time.
Okay.
So how do we do it? LinkedIn is a platform which dentists do use, and they do check it to network. They may only check it once or twice a week, if that, but they will check it. Now, if you can get and DM a dentist, because on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can find dentists in the, you can select London and look at dentists in London. You can look at dentists in Delhi, or anywhere in the US. Maybe you can go anywhere you want with it, but Sales Navigator will give you that individual as a person, and you'll be able to see their face, see their working history and what they've been doing, and you can DM them. Now on Sales Navigator, you get up to 20 DMs, I think, a month, maybe even more. So you can hit people with a direct message to say, I really want to work with you. This is what I do. Can we speak? Okay. If you do that time and time and time, it's like repetition. It's like going to the gym. If you're going all the time, every day, you end up looking pretty good. It's the same with this. If you consistently go and go and go, but do it correctly, you will get people go, hey, Azish, I want to talk to you. Yeah, I have 5 minutes, talk to me. And that's the minute you want. You don't want anything other than 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You can even put that in a DM and say the guy's name is John and he's a dentist. You could even say, hey, John, I know you're not expecting my DM. I would love to have 5 minutes, and you can set the timer if you want to set the timer on it, but I just want 5 minutes of your very precious time and your undivided attention. How do I get that from you? Question mark.
Okay.
Because you asking that, no one does that. No one does that. They all do the same thing, which is, hey, I'm Tom. I'm a digital marketer. I've worked with so-and-so, so I can give you a 10x return on your clients and make you X, Y, Z. They've heard it so many times that it lacks the personal touch.
Okay, got it.
That's something you need to try and work on, is get a little bit more personal, a little bit more familiar with them, okay? And write something that they don't normally see on a DM, because you will get their attention, and also keep it short. That is the other mistake. And if whoever's watching this, the mistake a lot of people make when they reach out on email or DM is it is far too long. What you're writing is ridiculously long.
Kind of essay. It shouldn't be kind of essay.
It shouldn't be an essay, because that should all be covered in the meeting.
Okay, got it.
Azish, your DM is to just tell them, hey, I want to talk to you. This is very quickly what I do. How can we make that happen? Okay. So that's my first bit of advice to you, Azish, is if you're going to go dentist, chiropractor route, healthcare, that's in my view, unless you cold calling that. I've done it recently for the training academy that we've done. I've done live cold calls to dentists, and it is hard because you get utter rejection all the time. Didn't mean we didn't succeed, but it is a very, very difficult one to cold call. But that industry, you want to get in LinkedIn Sales Navigator. If it costs you 50, 60, 70 pounds, that's $80, $70 a month. I
Is
really,
it worth?
if
It
you
is
can,
worth.
if you can afford it, I absolutely recommend it, mate. Yeah. So other than that, then what else do you struggle with rather than getting a client? Let's forget the getting a client bit, because that is the hardest bit. Everyone knows getting a client's hard. What else do you struggle with to a degree?
So my process was simple, that reaching out to the clients. First, initially, I got the list of the dentals in England, whole England, like Manchester, Birmingham, London, Leeds, everywhere.
Yeah.
I got the list from the Google directory.
Yeah.
And I made an Excel sheet with the emails and website URL and the Facebook pixel, whether they have pixel or not. In some cases, they do not have pixel, but they are running ads. The lead generation ad can be there.
Yeah.
So I do that as well. That pixel is no, but running ads this. So I need to go with this sort of stuff. And mostly the emails was infos, inquiries, appointments, all to the gatekeepers. Even I'm sending mail. I wasn't aware that I should mail. Then I saw some people, they told that infos and inquiries, they are just waste email.
Yeah.
And
there's no point.
Yeah. And I spent my whole time with sending those mails to the infos and inquiries. And I was hitting my head when I got to know that what the heck I was doing earlier.
Yes.
I was literally wasting my time.
Yeah, no, it is a complete waste of time. Info at mailboxes, they are designed for junk. They're designed for people to, like, really, actually.
Even they saw my emails 6 to 7 times, but they do not reply. I have a mail tracker that tracks the emails, that 8 times view, 7 times view, 9 times view. Yeah. I was just pinching hard toward that I can get a reply, but they weren't replying.
No, they won't, because they
I shot
so many times.
At the end of the email funnel, I shot a Loom video as well.
Yeah.
Somehow I can get a reply of just 5-minute Loom video. Even at that time, they didn't reply.
That's a good point, because you can send the link of a Loom video in a DM to a dentist. Yeah. So actually, that's still very, very much worth doing, a Loom.
Okay.
Sure, but keep it to about 1.5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Because
just short.
Yeah, it's short, because when they see a Loom and it's 6 minutes long or 5 minutes long, they'll be like, oh, like, how have I got to do this? If you keep it to about 60 seconds and just say what you do, how you can help them, and how much you would love to talk to them in 60 seconds, I guarantee you will get a different response off people. Not straight away, but you will get either people's telling you straight out, hey, look, I'm not interested right now, but thank you. At least that's a start, is when people tell you they don't want to work with you. Okay. Because sometimes you don't know and you never hear from them, and you keep going and going, and then they go, stop talking to me, So definitely the Loom, that's a really good thing that you're doing, is with the Loom.
So in that one, you told me that Loom video should be maximum of 2 minutes, right? So in that 2 minutes, should I intro myself or just audit their website, audit their marketing strategy?
I think you should do a bit of both. I think you should be in the corner. I think you should be on their website and just saying to them, hey, look, I'm just on your website. I've seen you've got a really great practice, and I'm sure you're doing really, really well. Just very quickly, I wanted to say hi. I work with people in your industry to bring in fresh, brand new clients so you can convert them into business. I would love to talk to you about how I do it, how it can benefit you long term. When can we set up a call? And I'd really just love to talk to you to understand a little bit more about what you do. So when are you free? That is it.
Okay.
In, out, straight to the point. You, even just by keeping your Loom to about 90 seconds, maybe even 60 seconds, very quick, okay, you're already probably in the top 10% of people, because most will just go on and try and sell to them. They'll be going into lots of detail about how a link on the website perhaps doesn't work, and this and that. And people will switch off. They will switch off, and they'll just close your Loom down, and your one shot has kind of disappeared. Everything in this industry at the very beginning, whatever you do, and this is a bit of advice, everything from an email to a DM, even a cold call to a degree, slightly different with cold calling because they can hear me and we're actually talking as people. So
Yeah.
I might tell them at the beginning it's going to be a 1 minute phone call, but I know it's going to be about 6-7 minutes. But everything you do in terms of outreach needs at the beginning needs to be real short, punchy and sharp, because the whole idea of that initial reach is to get a meeting, and you don't need to throw up all the information they could possibly want. You don't need to do it then. That is for the meeting, you know? And I think that's where people go really wrong, is that they give way too much information and it just becomes, no one really pays any attention to it, you know? So that's a bit of advice definitely for you. In terms of, so there's something you mentioned and I wanted to pick up on that. So you're doing your looms, I keep doing the emails because there's no harm in doing emails. You might be surprised, but it is.
So emails to the infos, or should I find the decision maker in their website emails?
Always try and find decision maker in the emails. Yeah, always. You can send to info, but like you said, it's just a complete waste of time, to be honest.
Info is a dust.
Yeah, info at just forget it. The questions I had here. So, do you have a landing page or a website for your?
No, I do not have a website.
Okay.
Or a landing page.
Do you have ClickFunnels as a software? Do you pay for ClickFunnels, or do you have any software to host landing? Okay.
No.
That's fine. You have a Facebook page?
Just a Facebook profile, which is reflecting my complete profile that I am a digital creator, digital marketer.
Yeah, perfect.
That's it. And the same Instagram as well.
I think that, to be honest, I think that's totally enough. So be very active on your Facebook page, post about digital marketing, post about the dentist industry, maybe find articles that you like or things you've seen, post on it. Post
regularly.
Regularly, yeah, like 3 times a week. 3 times a week.
3 times a week. Okay.
Here's a tip for you. Why don't you go onto Facebook Business Manager or TikTok Manager if you're using TikTok or whatever you're using as a platform? Create some. Do you use Canva?
Canva, yeah, I use it.
Right.
I use it. Yeah.
Do you have the paid? Do you pay for Canva or do you have the free?
The free version.
Okay. Either way, they're both really, really good. If you can afford to pay for the full version, it is incredible because you've got every image you would ever need within the dentist industry is all there. Like, you will never be short of images because Canva have a huge amount of stocked images. It's incredible. But what you want to do is maybe create some fake ads. So have, I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. Literally go onto Canva and make up an ad that would look like a Facebook ad, you know, or do a story, go on a story template and do an ad that would appear on someone's Instagram story. Produce a catalog of creatives and post it on your Facebook feed. Post it on your Facebook feed, because if someone wants to check out your Instagram and your Facebook to see, say I'm a dentist and I'm like, okay, who is this guy, Ash? Like, who is he? I'm going to check his Facebook page out, and it says that you specialize in leads for dentists. It talks about what you plan on helping them with, and then shows them some really cool creatives that you do to drive leads. They will look at that and go, wow, this guy is good. He's very creative. He's got good quality. I quite like his work. Now, that is incredibly powerful if you don't have any testimonials, you know? So I would do that. Create some fake ads, do some fake creatives, do some creatives that say sort of half price Invisalign or half price implants during autumn, you know, anything, and post it on your feed and say you can put, before you post it, latest example ad for a client or for future clients. You can put that on there. So when people go to check out your feed, they'll be like, they know it won't be a real ad, but they'll be like, oh wow, this is good. This is really good. I like this guy. He's creative. I'd love to run an ad like that for my business. You'll get a way, way better interaction. And it could be that then people check you out and go, yeah, I want to speak to you. Hey man, when can we connect? I'd like to talk. When that happens, then the ball's in your court. The ball's in your court on pricing. The ball's in your court if you want to work with them or not. So there's lots of things there, but I think that will really help you. So get on Canva, make creatives, put them on your Insta and your Facebook feed. Okay. And make sure your Facebook is and Insta for your agency is looking very tidy and very professional. And it's very clear about what you do. Okay. But that you don't need a landing page. It does help having a nice landing page or a website in time when you start to get sort of 5, 6, 7 clients. It's good to have a point of reference as a website. But at the very beginning, in the first year, maybe 2 years, you really don't need it. So I think that's fine. I did an Instagram video about a month ago about people who reach out from developing countries. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Yeah, I just saw it that way.
You just saw it. Okay. One thing that might really help you is to give yourself a Western name. Okay. So and the reason I say that to people, it is hugely important. Okay. Because when I actually worked in India for 2 months in a call center in Trivandrum in Kerala.
Okay.
I worked there for 2 months, and every person who was doing outbound calling to the US and to the UK, they were outbound calling all the time. They all used an English name, all of them.
Okay.
David, Stephen, Christopher, Michael, James, Tom, Andrew. They used those type of names because when they rung up and spoke to someone in the UK, they didn't get the immediate rejection because they felt that person was potentially from the UK. They felt that because we have lots of Indian people in the UK. We have lots of Indian people, and they all have, more westernized type names. So it's not unusual for someone in India to call someone in the UK. That's not unusual. That's very expected. That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
But I do think it helps you if you westernize a slight bit, westernize yourself. And I'm quite passionate about that as a thing. And I really think if anyone again is watching this from Bangladesh or India or Pakistan or wherever you guys are from, that's a big tip. If you want to speak to people in the US and UK, and it might not be met that well. People might be thinking, oh, I shouldn't have to change my name. But actually it will, if it's something that can really help you, maybe give you an extra 20% chance or 30% chance, you want to take it. So with you, Ash, I would be calling you yourself Ash, ASH on all your emails. So Ash at whatever your agency is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That will seriously help you, I think, because people will look at it and not think, because the trouble is, over the past 15 years, the UK has had a lot of calls and a correspondence with India, and there was a lot of people left India. A lot of call center work left to go to India because it was more cost effective for some bigger business.
Yeah.
Which means the UK has had a huge influx of cold callers and things like that. So although it's not impossible, and actually things have changed a bit now, it's still accepted, it's fine. I definitely think that as a tip, keep putting your first name as Ash, or even changing it to Ashley. Ashley is a very popular name in the UK. So even calling yourself Ashley on all your correspondence, all of it, on all your emails, your Insta, your Facebook, everything, call yourself Ashley. Maybe not on Facebook, because Facebook like your real name, but on any correspondence, call yourself Ashley, because it's a very British name and it's a very American name. In America, it's a girl's name and a guy's name. In fact, and the UK. So I would say give that some thought. Maybe call yourself Ashley at amazing marketing.
Your agency name.
Yeah, amazingmarketing.com, whatever you are. And I think that will really help you. I think that will open up a few more doors and get you, or because really at your stage, it's not signing clients is your problem. That is not your problem. The problem you have at the moment is getting them on a call to potentially get them as a client. So it's actually because stage 2 is signing the client. Now, actually, stage 3 is signing the client. So stage 1 is getting the appointment. Stage 2 is presenting, doing the presentation, giving them all the info. Stage 3 is closing the deal and getting them as a client. So there's 3 stages there, and everyone is trying to go from here to here all the time. And they don't give this much attention at all. And actually, you should be focusing all your efforts on just getting 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all you want is 5 minutes. And that's your main aim. If you line up 10 people in a week who give you 5 minutes of your time, you will sign one of those 10. You will. And it could be that you sign them for $1,500 a month. And you then got a nice client who you're bringing leads in for. They can give you a testimonial. They can refer you to other people because they enjoy working with you because you're the main man on Facebook and Instagram ads. Once you get your one client and you keep them for 3 to 6 months at least, you want to keep a client, it will change. It will change because then you've got your testimonials, you've got your experience, and you go from there. But just remember that 3 stages. People try and rush to sign. I haven't signed a client. I haven't signed a client, Tom. Okay, well, how many appointments have you had? Well, I haven't had any. Okay, that's for me personally. When I first started out, Ash, like I was probably lining up 20 appointments probably 15 appointments a week when I first started, and I signed 2 or 3 quite quickly, and that was that. But you have to, it's baby steps, man, and get the clients in first. I'd rather hear you say to me, hey Tom, I've got 50 appointments, I've got 50 people who want to talk to me, and then if you said to me you can't sign a client, that's completely different then for me, because I'm thinking, okay, you actually need sales coaching, not SMMA coaching. You need sales coaching. Yeah, you need sales coaching, because if you have some more sales coaching, you'll land probably 5 to 10% of those. However, at this stage, you need SMMA coaching in the sense that it's the basics, like the outreach, what type of outreach, what you're writing in your DMs and your emails, what you're saying on cold calls. And then you get to stage 2, which is what you're actually saying in the meeting and how good is your presentation. Maybe your presentation sucks, and I've seen some terrible presentations to clients. So there's many different stages. For you, Ash, I would say just stick to getting as many people on that first point as you can, and then it will start to build. I promise you it will start to build. All right.
You told earlier that the Sales Navigator have 20 DMs per month.
I think maybe it's more than that. I don't use it personally as much anymore. Harry, who if you might be familiar with Harry, SMMA. He's got a ton of followers. So me and him link up. Harry tends to do way more of the LinkedIn side for our business. Harry looks after the LinkedIn outreach for us, along with many other things that we do. But Harry's LinkedIn methods and his strategies are nothing but phenomenal, really. But yeah, I will come back to you on that, because I swear it's 20, maybe 30 DMs, but they're direct.
Depends on the plan we are getting for the LinkedIn.
It depends on the plan, but it means you don't have to be friends. You don't have to connect with them, so you can send them a DM and not be connected. That's the difference. So I'm sure
there's a difference.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 20 a month where you can just ping out 20 and you don't have to have any connection with them, etc. And you do also get your standard amount of connections and DMs anyway. But it's certainly worth looking at, for sure. Okay.
So I need to ask that if I message someone or email someone that I have something important, very important, which will help your business, that I can share you that question mark, will they reply or they'll just let it go?
I would always end it with a question mark. Yeah. You ask them a question. If you want a response, sometimes a question will trigger a response. So
Okay.
But keep it very, very brief. But what they will want to know, without being bored, they will want to know, who are you? What can you do for me? How can I benefit? And what do I need to do? So if you can keep that into like a paragraph, you will be winning. So it just literally needs to be, hey, I've noticed your dentist. I've been on your website. I'm really keen to talk to you because I fully believe I can help you. I have worked in your industry before. I would love to just get 5 minutes, and you can make it fun and be funny with it and say, I'd like to just get 5 minutes of your time to talk about how I can get new clients into your practice. When would you like to talk about it? Question mark. Okay, that will help. Again, what will separate you apart is people who write that much in a DM, it won't get read. People who write that much, it will get read, and then you'll get a response either way. It could be, you know, Ash, it could be that these people don't want your services. They don't want your services, but you can follow them up again, you know, 3 or 4, maybe a week later, and just say, hey, I haven't heard from you. I would love to talk to you, but I do need to move on if it's not something you're interested in. You're kind of then saying to them, look, I want to work with you, but I've got other people I need to talk to. So again, it gives them the impression that you come from abundance, you know. When you come from a place of abundance and people think you've got loads of clients, and sometimes you have, and some people struggle. If you're giving the impression that you are a very well-established agency and you'd like to just know either way, like, can we work together? Because I just kind of need to know for your own time. It really makes people think, okay, this guy isn't talking in the same way as other people would talk.
The other are talking, yeah. That makes us different from others.
Makes you different. Yeah. And therefore you might get people go, oh, actually, no, wait, I am interested. Like, I'm not free till Thursday. Can you get on a call? Yes, I can. And you get on the call. And that is, you will see, but it is a numbers game. This whole outreach is a numbers game. The reason why I talk about cold calling to people, particularly in the US and the UK and India, you know, is cold calling gives you the quickest results. You know,
yeah.
When I say quickest results, you could send 200 DMs, and I think what you'd get from 200 DMs, you would get from 20 cold calls. It is absolutely
okay. Huge difference. Yeah,
it's a huge difference. So again, anyone watching this, what actually happened was, which is really interesting, when SMMA first burst onto the scene, like properly, and there was people starting to do it and make a living from it, say 4 or 5 years ago, let's say, probably not as long as that. People were doing the cold calling, and then people realized, hey, I can automate my emails using Woodpecker or Mailshake or whatever. I can automate, a Mailshake. I can automate all my emails. Wow, I don't have to do any emails myself. This is incredible. Wow, I can automate my DMs. This is incredible. I'll automate my DMs. So what happened was people were migrating to outreach digitally, which left a huge proportion of people who then, what left is the cold calling scene got completely abandoned. And actually, all the good agencies and the people who thrived the most stuck with the cold calling, and their agencies went to 20K, 30K, 50K, 100K a month.
And very quickly, in a short span of time. Very quickly,
yeah. And then those people become coaches. They bring out courses, and quite rightly, because they've been there, done it, and they're living what everyone wants to do. And that's the only people you should bring courses out are those who are doing it. So that does make sense. But I think for you, I understand developing countries, and certainly in India, it's harder. It is harder. But myself and Harry, we are very committed to helping you guys. I don't think people in India have had as much coaching. And I do think that we are going to really, really try and help you guys succeed, and not just succeed, but try and earn similar money to what someone in the US would earn or the UK would earn. Because to you guys, that goes even further. You know, if you sign a $2,000 a month client, that helps you, right? That's a big client.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the aim with what me and Harry are trying to do is not just give you some advice, but actually let's give you advice and get you signing clients at a better rate than what you've signed them before. And let's not get people seeing you as a cheap option. I want people seeing people from India and the developing countries as very knowledgeable, very smart people who get results. And we want to be turning it where they want to work with you because you are the brain behind social media ads. And me and Harry are very committed to really helping you guys achieve that for sure. So
just do not know the correct way of doing such steps.
Sorry, say that again.
So we guys like me just do not know the correct way how to do the things like you told. Now the first thing you need to do, second thing you need to do, third thing. The people just straight away jump to the third one.
Yes.
Sometimes we do the lack of knowledge that we skip the first thing, we skip the second thing, we straight away move to the third, and we imagine that, oh God, we have 3 months and we have nothing. Yeah. And we realize that we skipped the first and second thing.
I know.
If we have worked on to that we could have some success.
I think you guys have to adopt your approach a little bit, and there will be more coming out. Like myself and Harry have some really great stuff that is coming out to you guys, and it's just designed for people in developing countries. So we are bringing out some learning for you guys, and some content where it will really help you. Even like the conversation we've had about, dentists and using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Most people will still be, I'm hoping now after this call, I don't want you sending any more emails. No more emails really, unless you want to, you can, and follow up the people you've got.
Yeah.
But I want you now to be sending LinkedIn, connect. And on your LinkedIn, because we haven't actually discussed it, make sure your LinkedIn is looking nice and professional for you. Call yourself Ashley, whatever. But make sure your LinkedIn is looking really good. Put your ad creatives on LinkedIn, talk about the niche that you're in and make comment about it. And then connect with dentists. You want to connect with them anyway. So if they see that you are dentist marketing, or that you work with people in your industry and you're providing valuable content, right, about the industry that you see, they will be quite happy to connect with you. And once they've connected, you can actually message them saying, hey, John, I've noticed we've connected. I'm so excited. Can we talk about your business? ? Like, they will check. If you don't think they check you out before the call, you'll be mistaken, because the first thing someone will do when they get a LinkedIn DM is go, who is this guy? And they check your LinkedIn profile. They look at you and they look at who you are.
Yeah.
You're not a stranger. They've got a full bio of you in front of them. So that's why your Instagram your LinkedIn status is really important, because when you are reaching out to people, it's the first thing they check, 100%. Okay. But with you, no more emails. I'd say get on the Navigator, get on it, DM, connect, provide content, and just go for it. You still there?
Yeah.
I got you. You got it back. Cool. So I've kind of got to shoot. Ash, hopefully that's been useful. Have you got any final questions?
Actually, I wanted to ask you that how to invest. Is it worth to invest in the lead system like Lead Carrot or D7 Lead Finder, apart from Sales Navigator?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can afford to do it. All D7 does is give you all the information in one frigging go. Like, it gives you 200 or 300, boom, straight in an Excel format, which is really useful. That does save like hours of time.
Okay.
But if you can't afford D7, because it's like $27 a month or whatever it was.
Yeah, $24 a month. Yeah.
You can my advice with D7 is buy 1 month, take as much info from it as possible. Literally, as much data, download. I think you can download like 20 sheets. I think you can do 20 searches.
10 searches per day. 10 searches per day. The plan I got.
10 searches per day. You could almost extract most of the business in the US and the UK in one go. So get it for 1 month.
Even in the other niches as well.
Yeah, in other niches, anything. But you can, I would say, if you're going to do C7, definitely have it for 1 month, get loads of data, cancel it, and then maybe in like 8 months' time, get it again and do another search on a different niche, or it could be that you want a different type of client, so you look at different ways of searching for it. But that is, if you can afford $27 like one-off, do it, get loads of data. And then what's very important to people is keeping control of the leads, making sure you mark down in a spreadsheet, have you spoke to them? What was the outcome? Have you DM'd them? Have they replied? Keep a track of these people, because the one thing you don't want to do is keep reaching out to the same person who said no to you.
Again,
because it's poor. It makes you look bad. So
even it's a waste of time as well. At the same
completely
time.
Waste of your time. Like time's money. So complete waste of time. Yeah, absolutely. But I think you've got a good understanding of it, Azish. So I think you've got a good understanding of it, and just keep going and just work more effectively. Think about who is your potential client. What will they be doing in the day? If they're working all day on people, they're not going to see things like on Instagram or DM or however. LinkedIn's slightly different because it's a professional platform, but they won't be answering cold calls. There's no way. However, if you're working with a landscape gardener, for example, in America, and he does beautiful gardens and designs what we call patios and decking and things like that, you're going to get hold of him on a cold call very quickly, because his cell number is probably all over the internet, because he uses it for people to inquire about his services. So different outreach for different niches, and people think you can just do one outreach for everyone, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that.
Okay. Even I stuck in between in the email section. If I got the email of owner, like director or founder, I stuck it with the follow-up. What follow-up message should I send after the first email?
If you've emailed and you haven't got a response, you really want to keep it to like a line, 2 lines, and just say, hey, I haven't heard from you. I would really love to talk about my previous email. When can we talk? And just literally send an email as if you're disappointed, like you're and put some passion into it. In your follow-up, to say, hey, I've noticed that you haven't replied. I would love to know if you've actually read the message, but I am so keen, I'm so passionate about speaking to you. When can we line up a call? ? And then on your third follow-up, you can be like, hey, I'm not sure you're receiving my emails. Just thought I'd try a final time just to say, hey, and can we get on a call? I'd love to talk more for 5 minutes, and keep telling that. It's what we call there is something called a fake time restraint. Okay, so an FTR is a fake time restraint, and people use it regularly. Now, if you're cold calling, I will use a fake time restraint. So I will say, hey, look, I know you're not expecting my call, and I know you're busy because I'm busy too. I'm only going to keep you for 3 minutes. I just want to talk to you very quickly about this and that. Now, I know it's not going to be 3 minutes. If I do my job right, it should be 20 minutes probably that I'm going to get this guy on a call so I can get him on another call. But an FTR is really, really important. So it's a fake time restraint. Put it on all your outreach. So say to people, hey, I just want to get you on a call even lower it and say, just want to get you on a 3-minute call. That's all I ask from you, John, is 3 minutes. Can you spare just 3 minutes of your day for me?
Okay, got it.
They will give you more than 3 minutes. If the call is less than 3 minutes, then give up. Give up, because you should be able to get them. You tell them that it's going to be 3 minutes. That it will more times not be true. So that is a fake time restraint. That's not true. You're just telling them it's 3 minutes. However, if the call goes well for you and they're interested and they're giving you buying signals, it's going to be like 10 minutes, maybe even 15. But remember, if the call is going well, remember, don't sell to them straight away. The idea is to say, hey, John, like, I would like to have 20 minutes of your complete undivided attention. And I'll explain to you the methods I use, how we do it, the potential that we can bring into your practice. I'm going to need at least 15 to 20 minutes for that. When are you free? Because let's not talk about it all now. I want to save it for a bit later on. Just remember that. But the FTR is really important, the fake time restraint. Definitely use it on all DMs and all emails and all cold calls.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going bit back. Yeah, I want to ask that if I switch the niche in between, like going after the dentist only is not a right path, or it might be a right path as well to focus on a one niche. Like, is it the right thing that focus on every niche? Like, it would be it is not ideal to focus. So like reaching out to the real estate, car dealership, dentist as well, the whole, like Monday to the dentist, Tuesday to the real estate, Wednesday to the car dealership. Is it a right path or just a mess?
Consistency breeds results, always.
Okay.
So if you are consistently focusing on the same niche, there's many benefits to niching down, right? Let's say, but there's also benefits to not niching down, and I've done a video on that before as well. I never niched down. I reached out to lots of different businesses. My only niche I worked in was high ticket. It had to be pretty high ticket. Like a sale had to be $1,000, if not more. Okay, because that makes a return. I can get a return. They can get a return on me like way quicker. That's all I care about. So my only niche was high ticket industries. I didn't really care what industry it was. When you're first starting, it does help to get into a niche and make yourself like the agency of that niche, because then there's many things for it. One, you get to be very knowledgeable about that industry. You actually start to really understand it. Two, you've worked with it and got results, so you know kind of what works in the past. Three, you get testimonials from people that then translate across that industry, which a dentist seeing a video of another dentist saying, hey, I've worked with Ashley, I've worked with him, great guy, very knowledgeable, really did wonders for my clinic, my practice. Do you think that will help your case or not help your case? They are going to look at that and go, wow, if one dentist is using it, he must be good. You know, everyone wants something that someone else has used. If you're bringing testimonials, say, of real estate business, and you're saying to a dentist, hey, like, I've worked with a real estate guy, look at this testimonial, it will still help you, without doubt. It helps, but it's probably not as effective if you've got testimonials or case studies from the niche that you're in. So I would say there's enough dentists in the whole of the world for you to get in. So focus on that. There's enough real estate agents in the whole world. Focus on that. So maybe at the beginning, if you're struggling to get clients and you're struggling to get, not even clients, struggling to get appointments, stick to one niche and work really hard at that niche. And then that will breed consistency, and consistency breeds results, always does.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Has that been useful? I'm going to have to dash because I actually do have a client meeting in about 5 minutes. So,
yeah. Okay. We got a bit long.
Yeah. Thank you ever so much. I hope that's been really useful for you. Like, stay in touch with me.
Yeah. Sure.
Myself and Harry have some really great content coming out. And for you, Ash, I think it's going to be really, really useful, and for people in developing countries. So keep an eye on that. But if you can give me the testimonial on your story today, and just tag me in it, that would be really useful. Just to say how the call went, what you found from it, what you're going to do, and just recommend me to others, because our side business of coaching is now developing, and people like you, real people like you, I like to hear from, and it's really important. It's so important to me that I hear that people understand your journey, and I want to share it.
The value you gave me, it's so useful for me.
Good.
I believe.
Good.
The sales navigator and the called messages, all such things. I believe that is too good. I will apply it as well.
Good. And the fake time restraint. Tell people you only want 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes at a time, no more. And after 5 minutes, you will hang up the phone. They can hang up the phone after 5 minutes, I promise you. People don't say that. People don't say that, Ashley. You'll get some results, mate. Okay.
Okay.
Right. I look forward to seeing your story and stay in touch. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, mate.